Hello guys, welcome back to Tech Projects. How are you? Hope you all are fine. So after making different kind of project, the project which are making till now very small. So it's time to do something big. So this is our first big project on our channel. So before starting this video, first I am going to show what we are going to make, then we see how to make. So you can see I already created a tic-tac-toe game in Java. Now I run it. Now this is the game. Now one of the biggest feature of this game is the layout of the game is completely responsive. You can see if I increase the size, it adjusts automatically to its size. So this game is completely responsive. Now I want to show you its functionality, how it works, and then I show you how to make it. So let us suppose this, now this, and you can see X wins successfully. So this is simple tic-tac-toe game. Now I reset it. Now as you know, when player X is win, the scoreboard is also incremented successfully. Now let us suppose, now this time you can see O wins. So the scoreboard is also incremented successfully. Now taken one more example of its working. That's fine. Now X again wins. So scoreboard is also incremented successfully. This is the functionality of this game, and the layout of the game is completely responsive. So now the one more functionality of this game is like that if no one wins, then what happen? Now let us suppose here you can see no one wins. So you can see a message of no one wins and okay, that's it. Now if I want to exit, then I can exit from program, and you can see it open the dialog box from confirmation for exit. So if I press on no, then I does not get exit from program. If I press on yes, then I get successfully exit from my game. So hopefully guys you like this project. If you want to make this game, then please watch this video till end. I give you assurance, if you watch my video till last, then you're never going to face any difficulty while making TikTok game in any language. And you can make the TikTok game by own without seeing my video second time. Just watch my video first time till end. So I am going to clear all the concept behind the Java GUI and the logic behind the game. So don't further delay. Now let's start the video and let's start making this big project. One more thing, I will also show you how to convert your Java project to desktop icon. So now let's start. So first open your Eclipse IDE. Now simply click on file and now click on new and then Java project. Give any name to your project. I give tic-tac-toe learning. Now click on finish. Now click on your project, then right click. Now click on new and then click on other. Now from here you have to select application window, which is in Swing Designer, which is in Window Builder. So if this option does not appear in Eclipse IDE, then maybe you don't install the Swing Designer in your Eclipse IDE. So I recommend you first install the Swing Designer. If you want to know how to install Swing Designer, I give the link of video in I button. You can watch that video. Now I select application window from here. Click on next. Give any name. I again give tic-tac-toe learning. Now click on finish. Now this is our coding part and this is our design panel where we design the tic-tac-toe. So first we complete the design and at last we write the coding for our logic. So for complete the design, as you know, our layout is completely responsive. So it does not matter what the size, we get started from here. So I just simply increase the size little bit to make it more visible. So simply click on source and I set the dimension 600 by 400. That's enough. Now it looks fine. Now our layout is completely responsive. So for this we use the grid layout. But as you know, I don't know whether you remember or not, but on the side of button there is a border will also present in my layout. So first I have to give border to my layout. And now select the border layout and take your cursor on the panel and click on here. That's it. Now you can also do the same thing from here. Right click on get control panel, set layout and set border layout. After this we have to take in container. So click on J panel. Now take your cursor and click on center and that's it. Now we also give to line border to this. So simply click on your J panel. Now click on border. Select bevel border from here. Make sure the option lowered is select. Now click on OK. Now you maybe see the depth in your J panel. So it look fine. Now again click here. Now this time select line border and set the thickness to, and now click on OK. Now the line border implemented successfully. Now for making our layout completely responsive, we have to use the grid layout. So take grid layout from here, click on grid layout. Now take your cursor on JPanel and click here. That's it. First we have to select the grid layout. So simply click on here and select grid layout from here. That's it. Now expand the layout option. Set the columns 5 and set the rows 3. Set the vertical gap 2 and horizontal gap is also 2. Now that's fine. Now we have to do nothing. Simply we take J label, place on our J panel. Simply take J label and place on our J panel. So I select J label from here. Now I click on here. That's it. Now I again click on J label. Now I click on here. That's it. Now I again take an J label, place here. And how many J label we need? We need 15 J label. So do the same thing for remaining 12. Click and now click here. Click here, now click here. Click, now click here. Click and now click here. Now the 9 are comes, 6 trail left. So click on J label, now place here. Click on J label, now place here. Click on J label, now place here. Now the 15 completed successfully. Now what we have to do, this is the layout of our tic-tac-toe game. Now after this, we have to take J panel on every J label. So we just take one J label and then delete the one J label. Then again take an J panel and then delete in one J label. So I show you how to do this. So simply click on J panel. Now place this J panel on your J frame. And after this, simply delete the J label. Now you can see it look fine. Now again take an J panel, place here and delete a J label. Now again take a J panel, place here, delete a J label. Do the same thing for all 15s. Take a J panel, delete a J label. Take a J panel, delete a J label. Now 10 are come successfully, 5 are left. So take a J panel again and delete a J label. Take a J panel again, delete a J label. Now the work is complete. Now our layout is completed. Now we have to just place button on this J panel. After placing the button, our layout is completed. So what we have to do first, I want border on every button, or we can say outside of the button. So select all the J panels. So you can select it by Control plus A, or you can select it by using Control. So I select all by using Control. After this, right click. Now click on Set Layout. Select Border Layout from here. That's it. After this, border comes successfully here. Now click on here. Select the line border. Set the thickness to and click on OK. Now, before moving ahead, first we check it how it is looking. So click on Run button and you can see the layout is completely responsive and it works fine. Now we don't do anything, we have to just take a button on these J panels. So select J button from here and place it into center. And delete the text. We don't need text on our button. Again take in J button. Delete the text. Again take in J button, delete the text. How many buttons we need? We need 11 buttons. So do the same thing for all remaining buttons. Take a J button, delete the text. Take a J button, delete the text. Now the 9 button is for our game and 2 button is for reset and exit. So take an J button again. Place it here, set the text to reset. Take an J button again and set the text exit. We have 2 J text field where we display the player X and player O. For displaying the text field, we have to take in J label. So simply select J label and place it here. Set the text player X. Now just increase the font size. So click on here, set the font size 30 and bold. The font size is large, I have to decrease this. So 25 is fine. Now we have to place this text into center. So click on horizontal where the leading is written and select center from here. That's it. Now do the same thing from here. So select a J label again, place it in center, set the text play arrow and increase the font size to 25, Tahamo bold. You can give any font size, it is your choice. Now I increase the reset button text size. So click on here, set the text size 30 is fine maybe. No, it is large. So I set it to 24 is fine. Now I do the same thing for exit button, set the text 24 and now it look perfect. Now we have to incremented score. So we need a scoreboard. So for incremented the score, we have to use the special type of text field, which is J text field. So select J text field and place it here. Set the text 0 because the scoreboard is 0 0 at starting. So set the text 0 and place the text into center. Now increase the font size. I think 40 is perfect. Now do the same thing for play arrow. And now it's look perfect. Now our layout of the game is completely ready. Now what we have to do? For accessing this layout or accessing this button into Java code, we have to change the name of every button. So by the changing name, we can easily remember which button perform which thing. Now, first thing, before changing the name, I have to increase the text size of J button also, because when user press on button, we have to set the text X or O. Later I tell you what I am saying. Maybe you not understand what I am trying to say, but I have to increase the text size when user plays game. So click on N button and set the text X. You can see the text size is very small. So what we have to do, simply select all button. Simply select all 9 buttons. Now click on font and select bold and set the text size 80 is fine. Now click on OK. Now it look perfect. Now first check it by running and you can see it look fine. I have to just decrease the reset button size, so I set it to 22. It's fine. Now delete this X. I delete this. Now we have to do just change the variable name of every button. So by changing the name, we can easily access in Java code. So click on reset button first. So I give the name of variable it btn reset. Now click on exit button. I give the name btn exit. Now we don't need to change the player X and player O J label name. Just we need to change the scoreboard name. So click on first J text field. Give the name X count. And for second, give the name O count. That's fine. Now click on first button. So give the name btn1. Now click on second button, give the name btn2 and do the same thing for btn1 to btn9. So I do the same thing, btn3, btn4, btn5, btn6, btn7, btn8, btn9. Now our design part is completed. Now it's time to write the coding part. So first we write the code for our reset button. So what we want, if someone press on reset button, we have to clear the game. We have to clear all the button text. So what we have to do, simply double click on reset button and it redirect me to my coding part. And here we have to type btn1.setText and set the text null. And do the same thing for all remaining 8 buttons. So first I copy this and paste it 8 times. And now just change the btn number, btn1, btn2, btn3, btn4, btn5, btn6, btn7, btn8, btn9, and that's fine. Now again open the design part. We write the code for exit button. So double click on exit and we redirect the coding part. Now we want an open confirmation dialog box when user press on exit button, and we again ask to user whether he want to exit or not. So for this we have to need an JFrame. So simply type frame, then equal, then new, then JFrame, and inside bracket first type exit in double quotes, now semicolon. Now we use here if condition. So simply type if, and in double brackets you have to type J option pane dot show confirm dialog. It automatically gives you suggestions, so simply press enter. Now it needs some argument. So first argument is frame, second argument is our message. So our message is confirm you want to exit, and now take comma. Now the third argument is heading. So in double quotes pass the heading. I simply type tic-tac-toe. Now take a comma again. Now type J option pane dot yes, or it automatically gives suggestions, so simply press enter. Yes no option. Now type equal, then J option pane dot yes no option, and close this bracket. Now we need a 2 bracket for if else condition, so take a 2 curly braces. Now type system.exit, and inside this simply pass 0. Now it's done. Now before moving ahead, first check it. I press on run button, and now you can see it worked fine. So if I press on no, then I am not exit, and if I press on yes, I am successfully exit from program. Now the main work starts from here. So it's time to write the actual code of our tic-tac-toe game. So before moving ahead, first try to understand the logic, what is behind the game. So first open your coding part. Now first I explain what is the logic. Whenever user press on button, first we have to set text on button X. Whenever user press, it does not matter whether the user press on first button, second button or ninth button, but whenever he or she press, we have to set text X. Now if someone press on second time button, we have to set O. So for this we declare a variable in which we store an variable X. So then if someone press on button second time, then we check what is the alphabet stored in the variable. If it is X, then we set the text O. If it is O, then we set the text X again. So for this, simply take an variable first. We have scoreboard also. So for this we have to also declare some variable. So for this, first I declare the scoreboard variable. So I simply type private, the name private int x count 1 equal, and assign the value 0. Now for O player, private int O count 1 equals 0. Why I am not taking x count? Why I take O x count 1? Because I already give this name into the design part, so the x count is not a valid name. So I have to give x count 1. Now for the game, we have only X or O. Other thing does not matter. We have only X and O. So first I have to set the text X, as I already say. So declare a variable of string type. So simply type private string and give any variable name. I give start game and assign the X into double quotes. Be remember this is the capital X. Now we have to declare a function which check every time what is the present condition of the button. So come here and simply type private, then any function name, give its return type, I give its void, then function name choose player. Now in double brackets you have to type if start game dot equal ignore case equal X. Then we have to change the variable value. So we assign start game equal O. And in else part, we have to simply type start game equal X. So first it check. If start game contain X, then we set the variable value is equals to O. Then if it is O, then we set the X. So this logic is working behind this. So now what we have to do, when user press on button, let us suppose user press on first button. So first what I have to do, I have to simply set the text X. btn1 dot set text, and I simply pass the variable name which is start game. So what contains start game? Start game contain initially X. So it automatically gets set. Now after this we call the function choose player. After this, we have to use an if-else condition for changing the color. As you know, if the X, then the color is red, and if the O, then the color is blue. So for this, we have to use a simple if-else condition. If start game dot equal ignore case, and in double bracket quotes simply type X, then set the btn1 dot set foreground color dot red. And in else part, simply type btn1 dot set foreground color dot blue. That's it. Now after this, one of the most important thing, now we call the choose player function. First I show you whether it is working or not, and you can see it work fine. I have to write code in only one button and it work fine. Whenever user press one button, we have to simply set the text. And what text we set? The text which contain in the start game variable. Initially what contains start game variable? Initially it contain X. Now after this we simply call the choose player function, and that's it. So every time when user press one button, we call the choose player function, and it select whether we have to set text 0 or whether we have to set text X. So choose player function is very important in this game. हम हर बार choose player function कॉल करेंगे, हम पता करेंगे क्या हमें X सेट करना है या हमें O सेट करना है. अगर हमें X सेट करना हुआ तो वो स्टार्ट गेम के वेरिएबल की वैल्यू चेंज कर देगा, अगर हमें O सेट करना हो तो तब भी चेंज कर देगा. तो इसलिए इस फंक्शन को हर बटन के बाद कॉल करना है. Now what we have to do? We have to simply copy this code and paste this code in all 9 buttons. So I first copy this. Now open the design panel, double click on it and paste this code here. Just change the button variable name. This is second button, so I simply type btn2, and now do the same thing for third button. I paste it here. Now I change the variable name btn3. Now for fourth button, now for fifth button, now for sixth button, now for seventh button, now for eighth button, now for ninth button, and that's enough. Now first check it by running whether it is working or not. So you can see it work fine. Every button set the text perfectly, but the color is not working properly. So what mistake I have done? I change the button name only on button.setText, but I don't change the button names in if else condition. I forget to change this. So first change this. So this is btn9 and this is also btn9. Now do the same thing for other one, btn8, btn8, btn7, btn7. After doing this for all button, now you can see it work fine. Now the program built successfully. Now we have to just write the logic whether when player win. So we have to use some if else condition for this. So it is not I try to explain this also in very best way so you can easily understand what is the logic behind this. So for writing the logic, come on to the code part. So now come on to top. So first we have to declare some variable. So declare 9 variable of integer type. So I simply type private int and give any name. I give b1 and assign any value. I assign 10. It does not matter what value you assign, but just assign the greater than 9. Now declare the same variable with different name. I declare b2 and assign value 10. Now I just copy this and paste it here. Paste it, again paste it. Now we need only 9. So I delete this last one. Now I just change the name b5, b6, b7, b8, b9. Now try to understand the logic, what I am going to do. But before this, first simply declare an function which tell us who is winning the game. So simply type private void and any function name I gave winning game. Now in 2 parentheses we write all of our code. Now first understand the logic. So for this, open your design part, and the logic is basically whenever user press on button, we have to change the value of variables, and by the help of variable we find out who is winning. So let us suppose user press on first button. So if the button text is equals to X, then we assign the value 1 in b1 variable, and otherwise we assign 0. Now do the same thing for second button. If user press on second button, then we assign the value 1 if it is x, and otherwise we assign 0 if it is 0. And where we assign? Now we assign in b2 variable. Now for btn3, we assign the values in b3 variable. So after this, whenever the game finishes, we use these values and figure out who is winning. So now I double click on first button. So I already say if start game is equals to x, and then we assign 1 in b1, so I simply type b1 is equals to 1, and else b1 is equals to 0. Now after this, below the choose player function, we have to call the winning game function, because every time we check whether if someone is win or not. So simply type here winning game. Now do the same thing for all remaining 8 buttons. I simply copy this winning game, and now open your design part, double click on second button, and simply type here b2 is equals to 1, and otherwise b2 is equals to 0. And now I call the winning game function, so simply paste it here. I already copied it. Now for third button, b3 is equals to 1 and b3 is equals to 0. Now the winning game function, so I paste it. Now for fourth one, b4 is equals to 1 and b4 is equals to 0, and now the winning game function. Now for the fifth one, b5 is equals to 1, b5 is equals to 0, and winning game function. Now do the same thing for 6, 7 and 8 and 9. Now I successfully do the same thing for every button. Now come inside our function, which is the winning game function. So here we use if else condition. So how we use if else condition? If b1 equal 1 and b2 equal 1 and b3 also equal 1, then what it mean? When the values of variable 1, when the x is assigned in the button. So if first button is also assigned x, second button is also assigned x, and third button is also assigned x, then what is mean? Then x wins successfully. Now open the design part. First I will show you what is the possible combination. So there are 8 possible combinations. So you can see horizontally and vertically 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and now vertically 1, 4, 7, 2, 5, 8, 3, 6, 9, and diagonally 1, 5, 9 and 2, 5, 7. So this is the possible combination. So we have to write the if else condition 16 times. Why 16 times? 8 times for x and 8 times for o. So simply open your coding. Now first of all, what we have to do, whenever someone win, we have to open an dialog or JFrame. So we inform the user that you win successfully. So simply type j option pane dot show message dialog. Inside this, first argument is frame and second argument is our message and third argument is our heading. So I simply give tic-tac-toe. Now after this, one more argument we have to pass. So simply type j option pane dot information message. Now there is one thing is left. We have to increment the value of scoreboard also whenever user win. So if x win, then what we have to do? We have to increment the x scoreboard. So what is the variable name of x scoreboard? X count 1. So first I increment x count 1. So simply type x count 1 plus plus and then semicolon. Now after this, I have to set this value on our Java GUI. So what is the variable name in Java GUI? I don't know whether you remember or not, but the variable name is x count. So simply type x count dot set text and pass this x count 1. X count 1, and it show an error. Just simply type string dot value dot x count 1. Now it's fine. Now before moving ahead, first check it by running whether it is working or not. And you can see I assign only condition for 1, 2, 3. So and also for only for x. So you can see it worked fine. Okay, and the scoreboard is also incremented successfully. Now close this. Now I already explained what is the possible combination. So what I have to do, I have to simply copy this code, paste it here. And how many times I have to paste? 7 times, because 7 1 plus 8. Now this is only for player X. I given a comment. By this comment it is easy to remember. After pasting, simply change the variable value. So second possible combination is 4 5 6. So I simply type here 4 5 6. Now one thing, you have to change the variable name, not the variable value. Be remember, because we have only values 1 and 0, but the variable are different. So if b4 is equals to 1, b5 is equals to 1, and b6 is equals to 1, it means button 5, button 6 and button 4 contain x, then it means x1 here. Now do the same thing for 7 8 9. Now vertical combination 1 4 5 2 5 8 3 6 9. And now for diagonal combination 1 5 9 and 3 5 7. That's it. Now we have to write the code for x. So I simply again take a comment and simply type here for player O only. Now simply copy this code, above code, and paste it here. After this, where we have to make change? We have to replace 1 with 0, only this. So I simply, because we assign 0 whenever the button contain O, so replace this 1 by 0, and also change the message player O wins, and also increment the scoreboard of O. So I change the X count by O count and also the O count 1. Now do the same thing for remaining 7. So hope you understand and you can easily change it. I fast forward the video here to reduce the video length. Now our game is complete. Now first check it by running whether it is working properly or not. So I click on run button and you can see O also win successfully. Now I click on reset button. Now whenever I press on button first and it show me message of player O wins. First let's check it where we done mistake. So the basically mistake is whenever we have to press on reset button, we have to also reset the values of variables, but we don't reset the values. So come inside the reset. So open your design part, double click on reset button. Now here you have to assign again 10 into our all variable. So how many variable? 9 variable. So b1 is equals to 10, b2 is equals to 10, b3 equal 10. Now copy this, paste it and paste it. Now simply change the variable values. Now simply change the name. So now check it again by running. And you can see it worked fine every time. Now one more case. If no one win, then what is happen? You can see it also show a message of player O win. So we does not include the condition. But why it show player O win when no one wins? Because we use if condition. And finally, when all buttons are occupied, there is no possible combination get formed. So the last if condition run automatically. So first we have to take an variable of integer type. I give simply name and I, and assign value 0 to init. Now after this, whenever user press on button, we simply increment that value, and after this we simply increment this value, and after in every condition, in if condition also, if else condition also. Now write the same code in every button. So I++ everywhere. Now after this, try to understand the logic. If I value is equals to 9, then it means no one win. But there is also one possible case, someone win when he or she press on ninth button. Then this is also the possible case. So it does not matter I contain 9, then it does not mean no one win. So for this we have to use, first check it by running, then I show you what is the possible mistake again. And also include the I value in reset button. So I add I is equals to 0. Now I taken one if condition also in winning game code, so I copy this and paste it here. Now in if condition you have to simply pass, change the message. I change the message to no one wins. Now simply change the message if I is equals to 9, then that's it. Now I run it and you can see no one wins here, but it also show an X. But why? Because we use if condition everywhere, and at last all possible combination is also formed, and also the I values get incremented, and at last the I values is equal to 9. Then it means both conditions are true. So what we have to do, we have to check the I condition at last. Whenever the game finishes, first we check all other possible combination, and at last we have to check the I condition. So for this we have to use if else condition, not if else. So simply replace the if by else if. So you have to simply type else. So simply type else everywhere. And now it's fine. Now again check it by running and you can see our project built successfully. I hope you guys understand everything. Now one thing is left, we have to convert this project into our desktop icon. So simply I open my package explorer. Now this is my project. Simply right click on your package and now click on export. Now select runnable jar, which is in Java option. First select your project from launch configuration and give any name to your project. I give tic-tac-toe and give the extension jar. After this simply click on finish and now click on OK. So our project comes successfully on desktop. Now check it by running and you can see it worked fine and the responsiveness is also worked properly. So hopefully guys you understand everything. If there is any query, just comment down below. I try to give answer of every comment. Please like the video and subscribe my channel for latest update. There is a time to making some big projects, so the big project list are very long and I am trying to upload as many projects as soon as possible. So thank you for this video. See you soon next video. Thank you.